Laura, I guess we can get started, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Well, welcome everyone. Today, thank you for being on time. Number one, especially the people from Miami. I'm guilty. I'm from Miami as well. So thank you for being on time. My name is Matty Fombang and I'm joined by Laura here as well. Tony, no worries. As long as you can hear us, that's all right. Yes, so Matty and I'm joined with Laura. We will be presenting this today. One of the things that we find really special, we can talk a lot about the program and you can hear from us. But we think it's more beautiful when we have somebody who's gone through the program who could give you tips and tricks, can tell you what was good, what was not so great, but really how they got themselves here. And so we have Zashery. We will introduce her in a second, but we're really excited to dive into your experience. Again, Zashery, thank you for taking the time to be here today. I think it's going to be a special one. But in the meantime, I do want to introduce someone very special. We will talk a little bit about what the program is, and it's basically a partnership between FIU and the Real Madrid Graduate School, who right now is represented by Laura. She's an incredible resource. She's worked with the school for a very long time and kind of helps us get this partnership going. And so she has a lot of knowledge on the program. She will be facilitating this. And so without further ado, I want to introduce Laura. Feel free to say hi to everyone. And yeah, if you have any questions as we're going through this, feel free to put them in the chat if you don't want to wait till the end. We will have a Q&A session, but as you're having questions as we're going through, it's a little bit better if you put it in the chat. And then when we have Q&A, you're more than welcome to unmute yourself and ask out loud. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into this. Laura?
Thank you, Mati. Thank you so much for the introduction. Thanks, everybody, for being here today. It is a pleasure for us at Real Madrid to be partners of FIU. We've been working together for 2 years already, and Zashery is one of our best references. She did our dual MBA and graduated last year. She was one of our first students in the program and one of our best students in the program, if I can say that. She's been very active, very proactive. She's participated a lot during the program. She's done a lot of network, so it's a great pleasure to have her today. And I think she's a good reference for you guys to hear from someone that has experienced the program and how much she has evolved from the very beginning until what she's doing now. I would like to start showing you a video of our program so you can see more or less what we do. You will also see Zashery in Madrid being interviewed during our Semana Blanca in Spain. So let me start sharing my screen to show you very quickly the 2-minute video. And I think it's a good way to start. Please let me know if you can hear the video.
Hi, my name is Zashery Mercedes. My name is Ana Hernandez. I was born in Cuba.
My name is Alexander Viola. I'm from New York and part of the dual MBA program between FIU, Florida International University, and the Real Madrid Graduate School.
I chose this program because it's the first in the United States and it makes us stand out. There's others that are, in sports management, but there's no other school than Real Madrid to get a sports management degree. For me, it was a win-win to get to come to Madrid, study in a university that would give me the experience from the European perspective and the American perspective.
Universities in different countries that, partner. It's always an opportunity for people from both countries to have access to similar education and, share the values of both countries and their culture. And, a program such as Real Madrid, one of the best organizations in the world, who's going to say no to that, right?
2 weeks have been an incredible experience. It was awesome to get to meet these people that I watch on TV most of the time. Those 2 things were for me the top of the experience.
But just the 2 weeks of White Week, we had a lot of great, conferences, with the opportunity to meet a bunch of people from around the world. And, I've had a great time so far.
This program showed me that I can use my action as a way of living and making money. This experience here has been really awesome, and what a great opportunity it was to come here. What makes the Real Madrid School amazing is that you get to see the back end of how it actually works with the team and their partnerships with everybody here.
All right. So I hope you liked the video. So now let me please introduce you to our protagonist today, Zashery Mercedes. I think the best way to start is to let you introduce yourself. Please, could you talk a little bit about your career, your background, what you've done, please?
Yeah. So hi, everyone. My name is Zashery Mercedes. Thank you guys again for letting me speak to you. So I graduated with my bachelor's in sports fitness from FIU. I am also an alumni from West Broward High School. I was born in Miami and I am Dominican. I was currently, before starting the MBA program, I was a student advisor for middle school and high school students for a previously WWE professor named Daniel Puder. He created a school for kids in high school and middle school. And during my program, I wanted to do I was in between occupational therapy and management. When this program came about, it was right after I decided to continue on my educational. And when I was speaking to one of the advisors, they gave me the opportunity to learn more about this program. And now I'm here with 2 MBAs after graduating last year. I'm also a store manager for Hot Topic and currently about to be a district manager, which I will be having 5 stores of my own.
Perfect. Thank you all so much. Thank you so much, Zashery. We will open a Q&A at the end. But if anyone wants to ask a question, please feel free to write on the chat box. Although we will have, as I was saying, a Q&A at the end, and you will be able to ask Zashery any question coming up. So thanks for the presentation, Zashery. So through this partnership between FIU and Real Madrid School, you have obtained a dual degree, the Professional MBA with the College of Business, very highly ranked, number 3 in the United States, actually, and the Executive MBA in Sports Management with Real Madrid Graduate School. So what was your initial interest in pursuing a program like this? We've heard some of it on the video, but please let us know.
So like I said in the video, it was the first ever in the United States for Real Madrid to collab with a school. And also, I am a soccer fan. I like Real Madrid. I'm more of a Man U fan, but we'll not get into that discussion. And that's what got me into joining this program. There's other sports management programs in the United States, but there was none like a dual program.
Great, perfect. Thank you so much. So going deeper and talking about the program, what has been the study plan? What is the idea, and what kind of courses do students take with both institutions?
Yeah, so it was a 17-month-long program. I had 9 classes with FIU and 6 classes with Real Madrid. One of my favorite classes from the FIU was business law and strategic management. Because as a manager, I was able to use the tools from the courses, and I also like law. And from Real Madrid, I like the sports operational facility course. I am really into operations and managing, so using those facility courses and also the case studies that we use was what I liked. With the FIU business of the MBA program, it was a lot more business. So you did have a lot of finance classes, a lot of management classes. On the Real Madrid side, you got to do case studies on different issues that were happening in sports industry. So you get to really learn more sports on the Real Madrid side.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. And I think it's the most frequently asked question. How could you balance your schoolwork with your free time, family time, and your work and internships at Inter Miami?
Yes, I know out of all my cohorts, I was a little bit all over the place. I was working full time, doing an internship with Inter Miami, and also as well doing my program. What really helped me the most was team management, which and also, well, it's time management, sorry guys. And having study groups with my cohort. We used to do different study groups throughout the week to keep us accountable and hold each other with the courses. and make sure that we were on track to be on time to graduate.
Perfect, thank you. If there is something you're going to hear a lot when you do an MBA program is network, network, network. And sometimes you're going to get to hate this word because networking, it's easy, but it's difficult at the same time. If someone in the program has done networking, that's Zashery. Could you tell us a little bit about the efforts that you have made to network while in the program, please?
Yeah, so you do hear whenever you're asking for advice or some words, encouragement, they're always saying network, network, network. Lauda used to always tell me you have to network and not be shy. Not be shy, I'm not shy, but Lauda used to always tell me this all the time. So yeah, so some of the things I have done, I went to Soccer X. I got to network around with some of the executives that were there. If you don't know what Soccer X is, it's once a year that they come to Miami and everybody, like FIFA, Conca, you name it, just come out and talk. You get to network there. I've also been to the ESPN conference that they will be hosting soon this year in April. I've been to iWork that's in Zurich. And also at Real Madrid, I was able to network with some of the students at White Week from Australia, and they gave me some of their perspective on how they were doing networking as well.
Okay, good. I remember being with you at Soccer X. I remember you talking to everyone there. It was a great fair here in Miami, as she was saying. I think it was last March or May. I don't remember. But it happens every year in Miami, and it's a great way for you to meet people from the soccer industry. Mm-hmm. Although you can relate Real Madrid to the soccer industry, our program director, who Zashery knows very well, is the CFO of our Formula One team. So during the program, correct me if I'm wrong, Zashery, we not only talk about soccer, but we talk about many other sports and areas. And Soccer is just one example of a fair, but in the next few days, we're going to have a very important sports business fair in Miami here at the Florida Panthers facilities, organized by Teamwork Online, where there's a lot of companies participating and people looking for jobs, and companies, of course, with job opportunities. So these networking opportunities and events are very important. Zashery has participated to all of them, traveling to other cities and connecting with a lot of people on LinkedIn. I'm well aware of that. So let's talk about White Week. What is White Week?
So White Week is 2 weeks in Madrid. It was the best 2 weeks of, I would have to say, for the program that I've had. I got to meet with my cohorts finally, because, you know, you're only speaking with them through video chat because a lot of them were out of town or not in the same state. So once we met in Madrid, we all connected. You have different courses and master classes. There's conferences. We got to speak to Amelia Bortegueño. We got to see Teresa, which she's the Paralympic athlete. If you don't know her story, she's amazing. She was my favorite speaker. She has, I can't even count, like probably like 28 medals. Also, you know, we had the head of FIFA there. We had Abbott there, who creates other products like Pedialyte, baby formula, you name it. We also had some speakers from Spartan. We had some speakers also come in that gave us a tour of different facilities, such as the Stadium of Atletico. We learned a lot about the stadium that's going to be built. I'm excited to go back and see Real Madrid play 1 year there. Also, we got to tour the training facility with Amelia Bortegueño, and as well, there was a golf tour that we got to do as well.
Good. So for those who don't know about White Week, Zashery has explained it really well. White Week, or Semana Blanca, it's the week that Real Madrid Football Club organizes for Real Madrid Graduate School students. It is exclusive for Real Madrid Graduate School students and, of course, our partner programs. And it is included in the tuition, meaning that transportation is included, all the visits are included, the conferences are included. It is a 2-week period. And for us, it's one of the best experiences for a sports management student from a managerial and an operational viewpoint. You get to know a lot of people, learn from a lot of institutions that are directly related to sports, such as FIFA. or all the directors of Real Madrid, the different departments, but also sponsors that explain you what they do. Like we had Abbott last year, but we've had Microsoft or Facebook some years before. And it is a great opportunity as well for getting to know the rest of the students of your cohort, as this is an online program, to have fun, have the best time of your life. I was there with the students for both weeks, and I know how much they enjoyed. Could you talk a little bit about that, Zashery, as well?
Yeah, so we would have like an 8 to 9 hour long class schedule, hearing different speakers. After we would go out to dinner, and we would go out as well. We would start off at Chupitos, and then from there we would start the night out. Madrid, you know, it is the nightlife over there. So we did get to experience the nightlife of Madrid. So it wasn't just all books and going to class. We did enjoy Madrid, if you can, if I can let you guys know for real.
Good. Okay. And you also had the chance to do an internship at Inter Miami for the whole year, starting January last year and finishing in December this year. Could you tell us a little bit about how you got the opportunity, what you learned from that, and your experience, please?
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure a lot of you came on because you saw one of the articles of me talking about Inter Miami. It was a great experience. I got to work under Rafa Cabrera, which he's amazing. If any of you would like to reach out to him, I will definitely help you connect with him. So what I got from the communications internship was I definitely got to not only get myself out there and see how communication works on the side of sports, but see how actually all the events get together. So putting out press releases for what's happening in the team and what's happening with the players. I got to be photo marshal on the field, making sure the media members were good. I got to work with stats. I got to help out setting up different events like the one that Inter Miami had with Barcelona. I got to also help out with the US women's national team. And also I got to help out with the beautiful game, which was a great game where we had different spotlight stars come out and play. And also, as well as not only get to meet David Beckham, but also be in the room with Gonzalo Higuain gave his retirement speech.
Thank you. One of the things actually we like the most about this program is the chances of networking and duplicating your chances with FIU's network and Real Madrid's network. I don't know if you knew this, but FIU is the 4th largest university in the United States, especially the College of Business. And you will get to know people graduated from FIU everywhere. And if you put that together with Real Madrid School's network, that is that you're going to meet a lot of people everywhere. And wherever you're going to try and find a job, there's always, or for sure, going to be someone from FIU or Real Madrid. Zashery is now talking about the opportunity she got together with 2 other students from this cohort at Inter Miami, and that was thanks to the director of communications, Rafael Cabrera, who's a Real Madrid Graduate School MBA alumni, and the director of human resources, who is an FIU College of Business alum as well. We have connections all over the world, and that was basically the reason why FIU and Real Madrid School wanted to partner together, because usually if you do one MBA at an institution, you have, of course, the network of this institution. But if you do an MBA program with another MBA program together on the same program from 2 institutions, that is basically what you get, duplicating your networking opportunities. We have a question here on the chat box. Is the program accredited by FIFA? So basically, FIFA does not accredit any academic program. FIFA is a soccer institution, and they do not accredit any program. We are accredited in the European Union. I'm talking about the executive MBA program by Real Madrid School. It is accredited in the European Union because we are part of Universidad Europea, which is the 2nd largest private official accredited institution in the in Spain. And of course, the Professional MBA with FIU is also accredited. And it's highly ranked. It's AACSB accredited, which only 5% of all institutions in the world have an accreditation like this. So you do have here 2 programs together that are official, accredited, and highly ranked. We're getting to the end of our interview. I wouldn't like to finish the conversation without asking you, Zashery, from your personal experience, what transformation did you experience and how earning the dual degree empowered you and helped you be what you are today?
Yeah, so it definitely, with this program, it definitely gave me more confidence to be in the sports industry. I was more interested in more fitness than sports. When I did the internship with Inter Miami, it helped also to let me learn that I'm good at what I do and what I put myself through. When I speak to a lot of other executives, like I've met Dr. Lucio, who's the foot ankle doctor for Inter Miami athletes and Miami Heat. They give me more insights as well, and they connect me with other people to talk to. And also saying that I have 2 MBAs is always like, oh, wow, you have 2 MBAs. That's interesting. And a lot of, I guess, for any prospect students that are interested in this program, you're going to hear a lot of no's, and that's okay. But as long as you keep networking, keep going, that's all that matters.
During one of our interviews to Rafael Cabrera, as I was saying, he's part of the Inter Miami team. He always says that in the sport industry, at the beginning, you work a lot and you don't earn a lot of money. And after 4 or 5 years, it's the way around. You start earning a very good salary and you don't work that much, especially because the sport industry is a very passionate industry. People who work in this industry are people with passion. It's a vocation. Actually, you're combining your hobby with your profession, with your job. Actually, I read at the beginning, there's a lot of Madridistas in the room. We never recommend working for your team. And that is one of the main questions when we have job interviews at Real Madrid, because you're not being objective and you're not making decisions with your brain, with your head, but with your heart. So we always recommend working at a sports company that is not directly related to your passionate, to the sports you like. So you can make decisions taking account objective data and information. Last question before we start the Q&A, Zashery, please. What advice would you give to students interested in transitioning into the sports management world and industry, or taking a program like this?
I would definitely advise you to be prepared to network and to connect with your cohorts. They're going to be the most important people in your program, and also your advisor. I know one of them are actually on here right now. If it wasn't for me networking, I would not have met most of the people that I've met today. So networking, and also time management, and also making sure that you make time for yourself, because it is a lot of classes, and you do get the field of not FIU, being in America and getting the education from here, but the Real Madrid side, which it's no open books. You're not studying a lot. It's based on research and also case studies.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Some questions coming to the chat. So Adele is asking the job options you get from this program. Actually, the job options that you get from any program are the options that you look for. This program is going to help you, as I was saying, duplicating your networking opportunities. The first thing I always recommend our students when they start the program is to include on LinkedIn, on the academic experience, that you are doing 2 MBAs, and it's 2 separate MBAs. You need to include your FIU Professional MBA and your Executive MBA in Sports Management, so that if anyone is looking for a graduate from FIU or a graduate from Real Madrid with a profile like this, they can easily find you. Also actively be part of all kinds of groups that we do have at LinkedIn for our alumni, part of the FIU program, and we have a very interesting career management service at FIU that I highly recommend you to use, They help you prepare your job interviews. They help you prepare your resume. There's a lot of opportunities coming to FIU from important companies, as this program is highly ranked, and there's companies looking for people from FIU graduating. So look at the career management service that they have. At the beginning of the program, we have a welcome session where we have all our directors from the different services. And one of the directors I love the most is the director of the career management service. She's very helpful. We also have our student services now led here. We have Sarah and Carlos as well. And please use all our resources at both institutions who can help you with this. Job opportunities you can have at sport equipment multinationals like Under Armour, Nike, Adidas. You can work for sponsors like Facebook, Microsoft, Rolex, IBM. So all those companies that are not related to sports, but invest a lot of money and get a lot of ROI from sponsoring events. And then working, of course, for wellness chains, sport academies, companies like, sport agencies. We are going to very soon interview one of our professors who is part of the sport agency called Arowana Sports. He represents, among others, Luka Modric and Lucas Vasquez, for example. And these sport agents are very important in the sport industry. There's a lot of job opportunities also behind the scenes of players. And this is what we like to show you when you're in the program. Out of the 17 months, only 2 weeks in Madrid. In person, yes, this program is basically for professionals or people who want to keep working while doing the program. That's why this is an online program. So you have all the live sessions that we do both at FIU and Real Madrid School. If you're not able to join our live sessions, you have recorded sessions that you can watch after that or during the weekend. In Madrid, we have 2 in-person weeks during the month of May. It's usually the 2nd or the 3rd week of May. It depends on the Champions League schedule. But of course, we've had some students that wanted to be in Madrid for a longer period and have come to Madrid. We have, for example, Anay Hernandez, who I think she was in the room. When she was in Madrid, she wanted to work at the Real Madrid Foundation because she liked the charitable work for all these sport industry. She met the director of the Real Madrid Foundation. And she has been to Madrid 2 times already. She's coming back in May to participate at Real Madrid Foundation again. So all these kind of opportunities are the ones you will be able to find when you come to Madrid. And if you want to stay in Madrid for a little bit longer, of course, Real Madrid School and FIU are going to be your homes from the very first moment you're going to be admitted to the program. And regarding Real Madrid, if you ever come to Madrid, you just have to let me know. And we have a lot of in-person classes that we're open to let you in if you want and meet the rest of the professors. Does Atlético have any ties to these? Heard you guys mention a visit, Madridista, but more interested in getting foot into the door for sports management or anything tied with sport. No, actually, Atlético de Madrid, this is our rival in the field in Madrid. Every time we play against Atlético de Madrid, we call it a derby. We have no relationship with Atlético de Madrid in the program. However, it's one of the venues that we visit with the students when they come to Madrid. That's why maybe Zashery or myself were talking about Atlético de Madrid. The stadium is amazing. It is a reference in Europe. It is pretty new, so they took a lot of things into account, apart from sport technologies, communication, and entertainment. It is a great stadium to visit. And the good thing about it is that you get to know different business models. The experience in Madrid is not a fun experience, it's a professional experience. So when you visit our stadium and the rest of the facilities, you get to meet directors and they tell you how they manage the stadium. Okay, so I think we're gonna let Mati now talk about the admission process, requirements, in case you're interested about the program. And if you would like to ask Zashery any other question, please feel free.
John Perez has a very funny question in the chat.
I can see that. So John Perez is another student who graduated with Zashery. He's also part of the first cohort of this program. We're now starting our 6th cohort in this spring. John actually was interviewed some months ago by Matti and the FIU's team. He's part of Fanatics now, and he's got a great position. So if you want to connect with him, he's also here on the call. So Zashery, who was your favorite classmate?
If I answer that, then the others will get mad too.
This is being recorded, babe.
Yeah, so be careful.
All right, Matti, would you like to go over the details?
Of course. Thank you guys for that. That somebody drew on the screen. Thank you guys for that. That was really informative. I just want to do a quick recap on everything that we kind of talked about. This partnership, one of the things that you want to look out for is networking. Like Zashery said, network. You do have an incredible staff with you, whether you're with FIU or Real Madrid Graduate School. You have people that are really there to help you succeed. We also see that with our career services, like Laura is mentioning, whether it's at FIU or over there as well. We want to make sure that we get you into the places that you need to be. So number one is networking. Number two, keep your cameras on. This is an online program as well. And so we do like when your cameras are on when you get into the program. And number three really is, no matter what experience you've had thus far, there's a place in sports for you. And I think that's something that a lot of people forget. And that's what's so special about Zashery's experience and what she's doing now. You kind of see some people may have sports experience and then they do the MBA, or maybe you don't, but there is a spot for you, like Laura was mentioning. So maybe you want to be on the ad side of things. Maybe you want to help out, I don't know, the players on the field, whatever it looks like. Maybe you want to be in finance, whatever your passions is, there is a spot in sports for you. And so as you get into your networking, we want to make sure that we get the right people in front of you. And so before we go into the admission requirements, just so you know, I would really love to get this thing off my screen, but the thing is, I don't know how to do it. So we're going to go past that. A couple of things about the program. So as Zashery mentioned, just so you have a good look at this, there are courses you would take at FIU. There's 9 courses at FIU and 6 at EURM as well. There's an additional course. So if you take an additional course, you would get 2 degrees, which is what Laura mentioned. We highly recommend that you do that. It's an additional 3,000, and then you get to graduate with 2 MBAs, which, like Zashery mentioned, that's definitely an eye opener for anyone looking at your resume, looking at your LinkedIn. And so just for people to have a visual of this. Now, in terms of the program, we went over a couple of things. So it is fully online. This will be done in 17 months with 2 weeks, like we mentioned in a white week in Real Madrid. Our next start date is May 23. So if you are interested, we can have some chats right after this on how you can get plugged in, how you can submit that application as well, and then what you would need. And then just for your information, so the tuition for this is 42,000. Like Laura mentioned, that includes white week and the transportation in there. The one thing that you would have to worry about, I guess, is your flight. And then if you decide to take that extra course with Real Madrid, then you would pay an extra 3,000, which a lot of our students do. Pretty much all of our students do that because it's kind of a no-brainer. On the admission requirements side, I'm going to breeze through these, but again, you and I, we can chat a little bit later. A couple of things that we want, you would need to have attained a bachelor's degree, so you would submit those transcripts to us. You're going to submit your CV. Again, your experience does not have to be catered to sports. I think Zashery is a good example of that as well. It doesn't have to be catered to sports, but we do want you to put every experience that you've had thus far. You'll submit a statement of purpose. This would just show your interest in the program, right? We want to see what you plan on doing with this and also how we can help you. It helps us plan in advance for you as you get into the program. On a case-by-case basis, it may meet GMAT or GRE requirement. It's probably going to be waived, but we can tell you that. Some people have to go through interviews, and then if you graduated from a university, usually outside of the United States, and you will know, you may have to do a language proficiency test, but that's something that we will let you know. And so at the end of this, you will be getting an email from myself. it'll include a waiver for the application. So thank you for taking time today and being able to listen to Zashery's experience and really what this entire program is about. We want to waive that application fee for you. So you will get an email from us a little bit after this. If you have any questions on that, I do have my information at the end. So you can send me an email, you can give me a call, we can schedule some time. Laura and I were really available for that. But that really brings us to the end of this. So we do not share these slides, but I can give you any information that you need. Just let me know and we'll be sure to provide that to you. What we can do is also in the email that you'll receive one of the brochures of the program, and it really does have all the details that we mentioned today about the program. And so we have another, just a little bit of time. We do want to see if you have any more questions, whether about the admissions process, about the classes, anything else that maybe we can answer myself, Laura, or Zashery. This would be the time to answer any questions that you have. I always say if there are no questions, that means that we answered everything perfectly. So great. Max, thank you. Of course. How many people are typically in a cohort? Laura, do you want to explain a little bit more about that?
Yes, actually, you're going to be together with our FIU cohort and Real Madrid Graduate School cohort. So on the FIU side, you're going to be together with students from other specializations. This MBA is part of a specialization at FIU, but FIU has a lot of specializations apart from sports management. So for the FIU courses, you're going to be together with students from other specializations, which is also going to help you network with students from the College of Business at FIU. And then for the Real Madrid side, we usually have cohorts between 15 and 20 students, depending on the cohort. But that's the number. And also what is good is that for most of the courses at Real Madrid, you're going to be together with students from other cohorts, meaning, for example, that we're going to have our next summer 2023 courses with Real Madrid school students. We're going to do marketing 1 and 2 on entrepreneurship together with White Week. And there for these 3 courses, we're going to have around 40 students. Which helps you also network with other students at Real Madrid. We have some more questions. Mati, would you like to?
Caesar had a question. So the program is 42,000, the double certification. So the additional course will be an additional 3,000. So you'll add that to that. Again, this includes White Week. The only thing that you would have if you decide to do White Week would be the airfare, getting there. But that's pretty much it. So everything else is included within the program. Let's see, there's a couple of questions that I see coming through. Yes, so we do, if you're looking for scholarships, the College of Business does have scholarships, so you would have to, you can apply to that to be able to help you out. If you are a US resident or a citizen, you do qualify for financial aid with the program. And so that's something that you can look out for as well. But you can also look at the College of Business to see if there are any scholarships that are applicable to you at that time.
Zashery, would you like to talk about the financial aid and how it applied to your program and how it worked?
Yes. So with the financial aid, you would get your sum for FIU classes. It would get paid off at first, and then you would get a second that you would accept for the international, which later on they send you the letter of how you're supposed to split the payments and send it to Real Madrid. So you do get financial aid for the program. I know I used it for this program. And some other of my cohorts used it as well. You do get an email of how you get to split it, but it's pretty easy. And all you have to do is really just apply for financial aid. If you want to do scholarships, there is, like she said, there's a link for the business side of FIU College that you can apply for scholarships.
Great, thank you. And yes, Ahmed, the great part about this program is that it is an online program. And so the scholarship is the same, the tuition is the same, whether you are in state or out of state. So you would be applicable for the 42,000 as well. Are there any other questions from anyone else?
Mati, what is the application deadline for May start?
You want to submit your application as soon as possible, to be fair. So the May 29th start, you want to make sure you have it in by the end of April. But the sooner you submit that application, the better. That way we can get all of our documents in. So yeah, if you are interested, I would say as soon as you get the waiver from our team, go ahead and submit that to us, and then you can spend the next time just kind of putting those documents together. What are all the upcoming starts? As of right now, you're looking at a May and an August start. So I would focus on those two, and then we can go from there.
We have a very good question by Ramon, and it's great we have Zashery here because I would like you to try and help answer this question. So how applicable are these degrees outside of the sports industry? And one of the students of your cohort, very good friend of yours, and John, who's in the room, is working at another industry. Could you talk about him, please, and what he's doing right now in another industry?
Yeah, so not only is this a sports industry MBA, but you also get a regular MBA from FIU. So just having an MBA gets you with any business. And she's talking about one of my cohorts that's not on here, but he's currently working in aviation, I believe. So you don't have, this MBA isn't just specifically for sports, it's for anybody that's interested in learning the business side and also wanting to learn about sports industry as well.
And just
go ahead.
No, go ahead, please. Sorry.
I currently am not working with sports industry. Yes, I am looking to work in the sports industry, but I'm currently more on business side. So the program is very applicable for all around.
That is just one example, but just to give you another example, we had a student working at Spartan Race in the United States for 5 years. And then he wanted to switch because he was offered a very good position at real estate. And he moved from the sport industry to real estate. And that is because he found a very good opportunity in another industry, and it's perfectly applicable. Or people that are currently working at a company that has nothing to do with sport, such as, I don't know, Coca-Cola or BMW or Audi, that are working at the finance department or the marketing department and then want to move on the same company to the sports strategic department working for sponsorship. So there's a lot of options to move from one industry to another, or in the same industry from one job position to another.
That's great. Are there any other questions? I think one of the important things to remember is like what Laura said is this is a passion sport, right? And so people going into it, they really, I guess, want to go that way. But you can definitely use this degree all the way around. Max, when do you need to apply by the August start date? You want to submit your application in by June 1st.
I can answer this question. What does the course schedule look like? Is it difficult to work a full-time job 9 to 5? Like I said, I was working a full-time job. For the FIU classes, they were later on at night. Some of them started at 6 p.m. Some of them started at 7. The Real Madrid classes, you are dealing with international time. So there was one class that we had that was at 6 o'clock Miami time, but it was 8 a.m. Australian time. There was another class from Madrid that was their time, 10 p.m. and I believe it was 3 p.m. for us. So we had to take lunch for it. But I know that they did fix it so that the courses will be at 6 p.m., which is easier for everybody.
Good. We have another question regarding financial aid. If I'm not wrong, financial aid only applies to US students. Regarding the payment of the program, it's through semesters. So you don't need to pay everything at the very beginning. You pay for your courses every semester. So let's say you started the program in spring 2023, so January 2023. In January, our students are taking 2 courses with FIU. So this is the courses they pay. When they start the courses with Real Madrid, they pay for the Real Madrid courses. And When they start the courses again in August with FIU, they pay the courses for to FIU directly. So you don't need to make the payment at the very beginning of the program.
Correct, Max. So you will have some, it is fully online and you will have live classes, which Laura had mentioned. So whether it's a master class or whether it's classes here at FIU, you will have live classes. And that's the chance that you also get to network with your peers until maybe you guys meet together. So you will see that, but it is fully online. If for some reason you're not able to attend the live classes, they're always recorded for you to have access to after. So we make sure that we get that information to you. Your professors as well are extremely flexible and really there for you. So if there's someone maybe you need to meet with after, that's something you can schedule with as well. Okay, those are all great questions. Are there any other questions? Right, if there are no more questions, I'll give it another minute or so, but if there are no more questions, again, Zashery, thank you for today. I think it was super informative. Really excited for everything you've done now and everything that you have in front of you. And I want to see how you use the rest of this. And so thank you again for being here today. John Perez, I see you, so I'm still going to shout you out. Thank you for being there. And then everyone else that we have on here, thank you for logging in. We hope you did find this insightful. Count on us for any questions that you have. So again, my information is on the screen. You will be getting an email from my team. So you will, if you don't get that for some random reason, please feel free to give me a call or give me shoot me an email. We want to make sure we get that information, any information that you need. But again, thank you for taking the time out to be here. I think the special thing is that you guys are invested in your education, you're invested in sports, and you kind of wanted to see what this is all about. It's an incredible opportunity between FIU and Real Madrid. I don't think there's any bigger powerhouse than that. I mean, there's other powerhouses, but in terms of this, I think there's no bigger powerhouse than this. And lastly, Laura, thank you as always for taking the time to do this. It's always informative having you here. You bring such an incredible perspective to everything that we do. So we are going to go ahead and pen off. Again, feel free to reach out to us. But again, thank you to everybody for attending today, and we'll be reaching out to you shortly.
Thank you so much, Zashery.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
So Max has a question. And so we can quickly answer that. The financial aid does cover. So what Zashery had mentioned is the way that we have it scheduled is that it would fully cover the entire program should you need it to. So yes, financial aid does cover that cost. Financial aid, just so you know, for those that are remaining, I think Laura mentioned it as well. That is for US residents and citizens, right? So financial aid is with the Department of Education, and you get federal aid for that. If you're looking at scholarships, I believe we also put a link in the chat. I can repaste it, but we can provide all that information to you as well. So I'm not sure I fully understand, but it fully covers it. I'm not sure if I understand. I guess it would depend on how you decide you wanted to use the financial aid, but it has the ability to fully cover the 42,000, 46,000. I can't do math. Please do not hate me. That additional thing in there. It'll cover all of it. So if you choose to use all of your financial aid, absolutely, it'll cover all of it. If you want to use part of it, you can, and then you fund the rest, or maybe use a scholarship, you can as well. But like Laura mentioned, 42,000 will not be due upfront, or 45,000 won't be due upfront. You will have to pay in semesters. So that cost will be broken up per semester for 17 months. Does that kind of explain something? I'm not sure if I got that question exactly right.
Yes. Hi. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, so I figured it might be a little bit better. First, to introduce myself, my name is Max Romeo. I truly appreciate all the time that you guys took to explain all this, and I thought it'd be a little bit easier to jump on the mic instead of typing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so my question was more financial aid as in assistance or aid to reduce the 45,000. So if somebody has an income of, let's say 30,000 and they could not pay for the entirety of the course, I understand that FIU will cover that 45,000, but I'm speaking more about aid as in reducing the cost from 45,000 perhaps to 30 or whatever that might look like.
So that's a great question. So I'll do a couple of explanations just in case you don't know. So the financial aid is not coming from FIU, it's coming from the Department of Education, and that is a loan, right? So that's what we talk about, the FAFSA and everything. So that's a loan that you're taking out for your graduate education. So it doesn't come directly from FIU. In terms of reducing the tuition, we don't have anything like that for the program. However, if there's a special circumstance, once you're an FIU student, there's different programs that are available to you. There's different programs if you're in Florida that are available to you that can reduce the cost of it for you. Maybe if you're eligible for something, they can take that off. But within the program itself, we don't necessarily have that. Does that kind of make sense?
Yes. No, I totally understand. I'm actually an FIU alumni.
Already in the system. So if there's maybe you have a special circumstance, of course, we don't need to talk about that right here. FIU has different resources where you can apply for that, and there's people that review it. And if you're eligible for it, they may be able to give you something to reduce it. But that would be a special circumstance. And that's not with me at all or any one of us.
Got it. Perfect. Thank you so much.
Of course. Would the aid be the same as what you receive for a bachelor's? Another good question. So when you're in your bachelor's and you apply for financial aid, it comes as I don't know, Bright Futures or whatever state you're in, right? It's I call it free money. It's given to you. Once you get to graduate level, that does not really exist, so it looks like a loan. Right, so what we do is we want to make sure that you're fiscally responsible when you're taking out this loan. Make sure that you understand what is happening. We try to give you every resource that we can, whether it's for scholarships or any other aid. But we want to make sure that you're responsible when you're taking this out. So yes, it is a loan that you'll be taking out for graduate school. So this is not just for this program. This is for graduate school all across the board. Once you graduate from your bachelor's and you get into graduate education, there's no more free money per se, that's the easiest way I can put it. Okay. Are there any other questions? These are all great. It's good that you want to know exactly what you're getting into. So these are absolutely great questions, and I love that you guys are asking this. Of course, Max. Okay. So if there's no more questions with anyone else that is left in here, we will head off. But again, you do have my information. I will send you an email. If something pops up in your head later, you can reach out to myself, and we would be happy to hop on a call and just chat a little bit more about your case. Okay, well, have a great day, everyone, and I'll talk to you very, very soon. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.